We're here today honoring Elizabeth Joanne Shupe for a new scholarship in Kingsport for single-parent nursing students. I'm proud of my mother for going to school, back to school late in life, and went to nursing school and did not retire until she was 75. And so the Northeast State Foundation, after she authored a book, has honored her with a scholarship in her name. She's now age 80, and we're here for a book signing and have had wonderful response, and encourage you to invest in education. It certainly is a catalyst for a great future for our economy, for families, and for the workforce. So get in touch with the Northeast State Foundation and donate to the Elizabeth Joanne Shupe Endowed Scholarship. Thank you.
But I'm particularly touched with your son, Gentry, and his public service. Distinguished public service. Well, you've got to make that happen.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for that. And I'm also honored personally to be asked to have a little part in this program. I'd like to welcome all of you here. We have several distinguished people. Mayor Dennis Phillips, Tom Zaglehorst, former Mayor Jeanette, there's Gentry back there. Anyway, thank you all for being here. And if I missed somebody, Tony Shupe, Tony, I was, thank you. I'd like to also add special thanks to Northeast State Community College. Obviously, you provide very dynamic leadership and initiatives for the entire region, and this is just one more example. It's my high honor, and my primary job today to introduce Congressman Phil Lowe, MD. This is the third time I've been around the Congressman in the last 24 hours, and he challenges me every time I hear him speak. A quick bio. Dr. Lowe is a native Tennessean. He received his medical degree from Tennessee, served as in the Army Medical Corps, 31 years, distinguished years as a physician, and delivered over 5,000 babies. That kind of assures continuation with voters and so forth. So that works. And an outstanding councilman and mayor for Johnson City in some very important years. A great model for all of us. Then he decided to step up his service and get serious. Was elected to represent the 1st Tennessee District of Tennessee in the U.S. House of Representatives. He's absolutely served with distinction in leadership roles, an active voice in taxes, government spending, energy, transportation, and health care reform. Let me quit at that point and say, most of all, he's our friend, Congressman Lowe. Thank you.
He would be right about that. Going to a gynecologist wouldn't be who you go to for your I hope you're better. First of all, it's a true privilege to be here, and I would not have met this wonderful lady had it not been for my friendship with Gentry Shupe, and I treasure that, Gentry, and treasure getting to know your family and know what a quality family you come from. As I was reading this just a little bit, it sort of reminded me, Ms. Shupe, about where I came from, and about how you used to kill hogs, and you're 80 years old too. I know Mayor Bloomberg probably wouldn't know how you got to be 80 years old. And we grew up in the country, that's how we did. And obviously, you had a healer's heart. And I remember my mother, who just turned 90 about 2 weeks ago, telling me about how she couldn't go out in the backyard and kill the chicken either. So you have a healing heart, and I want to thank you for allowing me to be here today. Let me just reminisce for a second. Ms. Shupe was born in 1932. For you young people out there that are here today. And in 1907, the average life expectancy in America was 47 years old. In 1932, we had no antibiotics. Penicillin had just sort of been discovered, but nobody knew. If you were diabetic, you died because we didn't have insulin to treat anyone with. And I look at her career, what she has seen in her career. In 1945, one of the most interesting articles I've ever read was the death of President Roosevelt. And the doctors and nurses that took care of him, there were no medications whatsoever for high blood pressure, none. And he had to be treated with phenobarbital. And you could watch on his EKG as his heart muscle thickened. The doctors could see that. And his blood pressure was somewhere over 300 when he died. So the doctors knew exactly what he was going to. Think about how frustrating that would be as a nurse, as a healthcare provider, seeing exactly what was happening to your patient with there being nothing you could do about it. That life expectancy is gone today for a baby born today. It's over 80 in this country, 80 years, and good, healthy years. I know just a short time after that, and certainly not too distant from the time that Ms. Shupe began to nurse, when I graduated from medical school in 1970, there were only five antihypertensives by then. That's all. So, and 3 of them made you sicker than high blood pressure. Now there are over 50, maybe closer to 100. There was one antibiotic called cephalosporin antibiotic. Today there are over 50 of that same brand of antibiotic. I could go on and on. I can't remember the number of people that I would see have to go to the operating room because of bleeding ulcer. You almost never see that anymore because of treatment with the great medications you can now buy across the counter. And I worked in a huge emergency room in Memphis, inner city emergency room, where multiple traumas came. I've seen that go from survival rates of pretty good to all the way to the battlefield in Afghanistan to see where soldiers injured and wounded on the battlefield to a 95% survival. It's really remarkable where we've come. I go back to one of the places that I still have difficulty talking about, and this is where I think as a young medical student in Memphis that I got so much respect for doctors and nurses and people that work in St. Jude's Children's Hospital. I mean, when God walks, when Jesus walks on this earth again, it will be at St. Jude's to start with. Absolutely, the angels are there. When I was there, 90% of children died. And I knew as a young medical student, I couldn't do much, but I could go in and help. Well, those doctors and nurses went in every day knowing that 90% of the children in that hospital would think about getting up and doing that, the courage it took each day. When you felt bad, you didn't feel good, and you knew a child that you'd become attached to wasn't going to make it. They did that. And today, 90% of those kids live. It's remarkable. One of the things I felt like in medicine, and I know Ms. Shupe feels the same way, is that I thought our professors in school when I was there felt like we would have cancer cured by the year 2000. It hasn't happened, but we have gone a long way, and people are surviving cancers, and I saw it as a doctor that I never would have believed. And I was thinking, driving over here to this, the first 2, 1978, ovarian cancer patients I operated on are alive today. That makes you feel pretty good. And I know that one of the things that we got to do as a healing profession is that we got to know, and I know you felt this way, and I know I certainly did. I never felt like I had a job. When I walked out of my practice the last day, I thought, you got to be the luckiest human being that's ever lived. And I know Ms. Shupe feels the same way. It's what I had a privilege to do, which is to help bring people, or hopefully bring people to health. And when you couldn't be there with them in their days that were the toughest, to be there with them, and that's what the nurses do. And I cannot say enough of good things about the nursing profession. And what you've done, Ms. Shupe, is you're going to allow a young person to be able to go along with a healing heart and to do what you've done for so many years till age 75. And I think when you're on this earth, you put God first in your life, and I think you've done that. Number 2, your job certainly was because part of God's work is what we did. And I think thirdly, your family. And then lastly, you leave the world and the nation a little better off than when you started. And I think with this scholarship endowed in your name, you've done all of those things. So God bless you, and thank you for allowing me to be part of this wonderful afternoon.
Of nursing, and I just want to say how honored we are that you've done what you've done. And I also want to just say a little bit about nursing in general. I said I became a nurse to make a difference, and I feel like I've done such, but I don't know if I've made this big of a difference yet. I guess my goal is to have some sort of impact on the people that surround me, the ones that I surround. So I just want to say thank you, and we are very, very, very honored and appreciative. So
I'm honored that it happened.
it's very special, so thank you.
My name is Heather Cook. I'm the Executive Director of the Foundation at Northeast State. And as all of us want to congratulate you and thank you so much. Ms. Shupe, you are an inspiration to everyone in this room and so many students you haven't met and hope to meet one day. I want to brag on this one right here real quickly. She doesn't ever brag on herself, and that's what we want to do at Northeast State, is tell our story, especially about our quality programs. The nursing program at Northeast State has the most students than any other program. It has the highest grade in the state against 2-year and 4-year schools for the NCLEX, which is the licensure test to finish. Right now they're at 97.37%. When the nursing program started in the Higher Ed Center downtown Kingsport, there's been a 100% job placement rate. So if you get through the program, you are 100% getting a job. And in this day and time, that is something that we really need to hear. So another round of applause for our And at this time, I would like to invite Gentry up. Gentry, come here, please. Of course, we can't get away without telling at least one Gentry story before we do the down the presentation. And so what I want to say is, Gentry called me up one day and said, Heather, he said, we have this great idea and I want to tell you all about it. And it's really great when people are going to give you money that they come to you and you don't have to. So, Gentry says, I've talked with my mama and we want to start something really special and do something really big in Northeast State. And she was a single nursing parent growing up, and she did a great job with me, and we want that same experience for other students at Northeast State. What you may not realize is about 50% of our students are considered non-traditional, which means they're coming back to college. More than likely, they already have a family, they already have a full-time job, maybe 2, and they're trying to make ends meet, and they value education enough to go back. That's what you did. You're now offering that opportunity for other people. So we meet, I come over to Oak Hill, we sit down and we're talking, working through the agreement, and Gentry says, can we call Mama? So we call up Mama, we tell you all about what we're going through, and it's a standard agreement. It's standard verbiage. It's on every agreement that we do. And so, okay, so we talk to Ms. Shupe for a little while and tell her what a great thing she's doing. And then we go through another little piece and she went, can we call Mama back? I was so excited about this. Can we call her back? So we call her back again and we talk more and we say, we're going to do this book signing and we're going to do this great thing, and what a neat story that you have. What a neat story that we're going to tell every scholarship recipient that gets your award. And so at this time, I would like to do an endowment check presentation. So if we could get her up front, I'd love for her to be in the picture. And so my second Gentry story is, as you all know, he is on the board of Mayor Alderman in Kingsport, and as his own personal contribution to his mother's endowment, he has decided to pledge the remaining amount of his alderman stipend. So, if the other two Toms would like to do that, this is a great time. But what that means is, for the Elizabeth Joanne Shupe Endowed Scholarship, we already have $5,000 in the bank. He's worked really hard, and he's got most of this matched, so we are really close to $10,000. And we don't want to stop there. We want to make sure this is fully endowed, keeps going, and we end up helping more than what we're helping now, and more students each year. So thank you again so much for being here. Thank you, Ms. Shupe, for being an inspiration to us. And congratulations, we have a new scholarship.
Thank you. And we thought we'd take just a minute and brag. Heather got on me earlier today, Dr. Cook did, because she said I wasn't bragging on nursing enough. So this is our moment. You all been through the program. You all know exactly what it's like and what it takes to succeed. We currently have 148 nursing students at Northeast State on second floor. So that is like huge from the first class of 38. So that's how fast we are growing. Our NCLEX scores right now from May 2012 group, everyone has taken, and we are at 97.37%. So we're hoping to be, of course, better than the national, as always, but hopefully maybe even better than the state average this time. So some other things that we're doing, we worked on increasing retention. You know, it's so important. Y'all work so hard to get in school, but to keep you there once you get there. So from fall of last year in third semester to fall of this year, we increased our retention rates around 40-some% for one group of students. So the faculty have worked so hard, and they are so dedicated, and I just want to tell them thank you. Our numbers are really, really good. The number one nursing goal and outcome for the division is to increase access to nursing programs for residents of East Tennessee and the surrounding areas. So we are doing that. The division has around 10,000 contacts that are documented via email, walk-in, phone per year. That's about 3,500 average around a month. So we are busy. Some people are just now finding out we have a nursing program. So we're out here to increase our awareness, spread the word, let everyone know that we're here, we're great, and we want the new people who want to be nurses to come through the program. So I want the faculty to please raise your hand. Faculty and staff, you all know who they are. Nursing faculty and staff. Great, they're all over there in that corner. Y'all can see them. And nursing graduates from Northeast, can you all raise your hands up really big and high? I know there's some guests. Yay! And you all need to be celebrating yourselves as well, because we're collecting data. You know how I like numbers. I always say I'm very black and white, as you all know. And do you all know that there is a large percentage of our graduates who have either finished their BSN, their bachelor's degree from our program, 4 have their MSN, 3 are family nurse practitioners, and 1 is a certified nursing anesthetist. And we also have a very high percent who are continuing right now in the BSN program working towards. So, and that data is on your sheet for the program outcomes. And just to let you know about accreditation, for those who don't know, which I think everybody does know, we are accredited by NLNAC. We have a site visit coming up spring of 14, and you say, well, Dr. Webb, why in the world are you worrying about it now? Because it takes that long to prepare, and we want to be sure that we shine when they get here. So we're in the process of writing our self-study report every Monday. I sequester my poor faculty and staff, and we are writing together. So those are some things that we have upcoming, and I really appreciate each of y'all to be here tonight. I have a really special person I want to introduce you to, and I said if I could make half the impact that she has made since she has been an RN and the difference that she's made in everyone's life, I have done my job. And that's Miss Elizabeth Shupe, and she's here with us tonight. And she's very special to us for more than just one reason. It takes a lot of money, as you all know, to go to nursing school for those who have been there. And I remember it was expensive when I went as well. She has set up an endowment for nursing students of the future, and it is for single parents, mothers who are going to school to pursue nursing. So we just want to say thank you, and I'm going to let her share a little bit of her wisdom with you all, since you all are pretty much new grads, okay?
Well, I've talked to some of you already and just see great potential in you. And I know that nursing is a field where you'll never want for a job. It's so needed. And the sweetness that I've seen in the students I met, I know would make wonderful nurses. And you just have that determination and know what an important job you're training to do. And just put your heart and soul in it and go forward. That's all I have to say. And the ones I've met so far, I just know you're going to do great. And hope that you are able to go as far in the nursing field as you want to go. I was just pretty up in years when I went, and so y'all are younger, and just start it, be determined, and stick to it. And you won't regret it.
Miss Shupe may not want to brag on herself, but I just found this out, I guess, today when I was reading a little bit of her book, and y'all have copies of the book, and they are for sale on the tables, and the proceeds go for the endowment, which is a great thing, a certain percent. But she was a registered nurse until she was 75. Is that correct? That'll be me one of these days, and I know, because, I cannot leave. I love nursing and students. And I said, patients are awesome, but she's 80, and I said, she is a beautiful 80. And I said, we're just really, really honored and very, very privileged that she has joined us tonight. So you all make her welcome. If you have time, please stop and at least say hello to her and let her know who you are. And if y'all have any questions of me, just let me know, okay? And enjoy the afternoon, all right?